Hi everyone, I'm Teo Yun Je. Today our group is creating an interactive population dashboard using Tableau Desktop to analyze Malaysia population across the different aspects, including state, year, sex, age group, and inner city. First, we import the dataset. Select the extract data and then create a new worksheet. And then we rename the sheet 1 as map of population by state. Then we double click the state. We'll show the map. We move the date into filter and then select year, select all, then OK. Then we move the state into filter, select female and male, then OK. Then we also move the state into filter, select all, then OK. Then we move the population into color and size. We can adjust the style and change the color that you want. Then we show the mark label. From this map, we can see the larger and darker bubble represent higher population, and the smaller and lighter bubble represent lower population. Next, I will add the map of population into the next story, and then I can add some description here. From this map, we can clearly see that Malaysian population distribution varies widely across states. For the Selangor, Sabah, and Johor stand out as the most populated state, while the Kelantan and Bali show a smaller population size among all the states in the map. The pictures clearly show that the West Malaysia generally has higher population density compared to the East Malaysia except for Sabah. The map highlights strong regional difference with population concentrated in major urban economy region.
Hi Doctor, my name is Tey Qiao Rui and I will show how to create a worksheet to show population trends in Malaysia over time. First, rename it and put that into columns, population into rows, and age into filters. Select overall, ethnicity, overall, sex, female and male, stat, select all, and we can turn on mark labels. So population values are visible on each point. Next, I'm going to show how to create a story. We can drag it to here and can drag to add text. So from the graph, we can clearly see that Malaysia's population shows a consistent upward trend from 1970 to 2025. Total population increased from around 10k in the yearly 1970 to more than 34k by 2025. This trend suggests increasing development, migration to urban areas, and natural population growth. That's all from me, and I'll pass the presentation to my friends.
I'm guessing the next business question is what age group make up the largest portion of Malaysia population? Let me show how we investigate the age versus population using table. As we can see, the horizontal bar chart shows Malaysia population distribution across different age groups in our story. As shown in horizontal bar chart, the 0 to 4 age group has the highest population, followed by children aged 5 to 9 and 10 to 14, showing that the Malaysia still has a strong young population. Population gradually decreases with age, especially after age 30, forming a pyramid-shaped structure. The elderly group, especially those who are above 70, has the smallest population. Next, I'm going to show how to create a story. We can just drag the worksheet into here to create a story.
Good morning, doctor. My name is Jia Xuan, and now I'm going to show how I create a graph to compare the population by sex. First and foremost, I will drag the sex element to the columns and the population elements to the rows. This will create a graph for us, and we can adjust the view of the graph and exclude the graph for both data first. This will clearly show us the comparison between the male and female, and we can add in with the other elements so that the graph can react with this element. After adding with the elements, we can label the graph. This will clearly show us the exact number of the male and female. And to ease my presentation, I will create a story for the graph. And we will drag the graph that we just drew to here, and we'll add in with the caption here and also the text here. This is the overall story that I have created just now. From the graph, we can see that the total male population is slightly higher than the female populations. This indicates a man-dominant population structure, although the difference is not extremely large, and the distribution suggests the stable demographic trends across the years included in the dataset. And now I will create a graph to compare the population by ethnicity. Same as the previous step, we will add in the ethnicity elements to columns and populations to rows. And this time we'll create a tree map by clicking the selection here, and we'll also add in this element to the filters. And this time we add in with the date so that the graph can change based on the date provided. And to clearly show us the data, we will add in the population to the labels, and this will show us the label. We can exclude the data for overall data first, and this will clearly show us the comparison between all of the ethnicity. And also we'll create a story for this by dragging the graph to here, and we will also add in the caption here and text here. This is the overall story that I created just now by adding the caption and also the text. So from the graph here, we can clearly see that the Bumiputra groups make up the largest share of Malaysia population, and Chinese become the second largest ethnic group. And Indian population is smaller compared to the Bumiputra and Chinese, while the non-citizen make up a noticeable portion but remain smaller than the major ethnic groups.
After we finish creating all the worksheet, we move on to building the dashboard. So we create a new dashboard, then put every worksheet into it. Then we delete the unwanted filter and check everything are correct. Once the dashboard is complete, we begin creating the story. So we add the new story and name it as Malaysia population inside. Then for the first story, I move the dashboard in here and name it overall population overview. Then I can add some description. From this overall overview, we can see several key insights. Malaysia population varies significant by state, with Selangor, Sabah, and Johor being the most populated. Population has steadily increased from 1970 to 2025, and male population is slightly higher than the female. For the Bumiputra category, form the larger ethnic group and the largest age group between 0 to 4 years old.